Thank you. So this is a 1955 Alice Chalmers. And I was just talking to the gentleman who, his father, I believe, bought this, and they use this to farm this farm, about 100 acres. And we'll show you that in a minute, but he's got this for sale. I don't know if there's a price on it. $5,000. He redid it himself. Here's a little thing here. This piece here is where they put a belt, and that would go around and turn a belt, and then you could turn another device behind you. You know, some type of baler or something. You could actually operate off this. And then he's got a 1970s bulldozer or something. But he said it's from the 1970s, and that's pretty cool looking. Bulldozers are a hell of a lot bigger these days than this. But it's kind of a nice toy to have. You play around with that all day. And I wanted to show you this corn. You know, the corn starting to dry. It starts to dry at the bottom and works its way up. And like I said, it's been dry around here. I'm surprised it's not drier. But what really matters is the size of the ears. See, each stalk has one ear, and that's it. And what makes or breaks the farmer is the size of the ear, and also how many or how well it's formed. I mean, you can get an ear of corn and only half of it has kernels, and that would be like a bad ear. Now, a good ear is like a big ear of corn, very fully formed and lots of kernels. You can see here, there's one, you know, at the end here, the kernels are just kind of sticking through. And this is a short cornfield. This one's probably about 8 foot. There's some that I've seen that have been about 10 feet, but you can see how you can get lost in there. They're planted pretty close together, and once you get in there, you got to follow the path, otherwise you're not coming out. So this gentleman, he's got 100 acres, and he's got a little farm, little shed there. He was happy to talk to us about life and farming. He said over here too, I thought it was a chicken farm, but there are actually several hog farms. They're enclosed, and they have a pungent smell. Maybe we'll get a picture of that going by, but yeah, there are some hog farmers. They probably raise them to, you know, not real big, like piglets, and at some point they move them on to be grow at another place. But yeah, they're all the buildings are enclosed on that, and boy, it smells when you drive by. So this is a cornfield. It's getting ready to start drying, and maybe another 2 to 3 weeks it'll dry, and it's kind of built into the corn. They're genetically, they will only live for so long. They grow, they you know, flower and make their corn cob, and then they die. They dry, and then they need to be harvested. And the skill comes into the farmers, though. They won't want to pick the corn if it's rained in a day or two before, because the moisture content also matters. The silos or whoever's buying your corn won't take it unless the water content is at a certain level. If it's too wet, they don't want it because it'll mold and it'll end up being wasted. So it has to be a certain moisture content. So even if it's dry, you know, even once these corn stalks get totally dry, if it rains for a day or two, that means the farmer can't do anything. They can't harvest until it dries out a little bit. So it'll probably take, you know, a day or two of good weather to get it to the point where they can harvest. Another option is, you know, if they want to harvest when its moisture content's still a little high, they have to put it through what they call corn dryers, which are operated off of natural gas. And some of the farmers will have that. See here, this guy has a little silo. That blue one is for silage, which is basically plant material with water, and that's used for livestock. This farm across here, which is pretty old, I think an old house, it's very well kept. At one point they had livestock, so that's what that was used for. The other one's a corn bin, and that cement one I think also is kind of like a silage bin, an older one. They used to make these harvest stores ones up the road in DeKalb. You'd see them all across the countryside. So we have a good stop here. This is a nice little farm here in south of DeKalb, Illinois. And what a gem. I'll probably make another stop. I saw some more old tractors up the road at a bank. They've been refurbished and they had them parked out in front. I'll probably shoot those for you too. They look like they were probably 1930s, 1940s type of tractors. Okay, so that's it for now, and off we go.